Hello guys, welcome to our channel Boeing 737 at FAP Aviation. Today in this video we will talk about memory item cabin altitude warning or rapid depressurization. In this video today we will refer to aft overhead panel for oxygen panel, forward overhead panel for passenger sign and cabin altitude panel and pressurization panel, right forward panel for cabin altitude light, and in the end we will refer to crew member station where our oxygen masks are stored. So first let's go through our cabin altitude or rapid depressurization memory item. In this memory item, in our condition we have one or more of these occur: a cabin altitude accidents. In flight, the intermittent cabin altitude or configuration warning horn sounds or a cabin altitude light installed and operative illuminates. So first we will talk about the condition, a cabin altitude accidents. A cabin altitude accidents, we can see it on our cabin altitude panel. So as we can see, the inner dial, this inner dial shows cabin altitude. And when this cabin altitude exceeds 10,000 feet, we call it cabin altitude accidents, for which in some aircraft we have this cabin altitude light. This cabin altitude light illuminates when cabin altitude exceeds 10,000 feet. Activation is simultaneous with aural warning intermittent horn for cabin altitude alert. Extinguish when cabin altitude descends below 10,000 feet. So in our condition, if we have this light installed, it illuminates when cabin altitude exceeds 10,000 feet, and simultaneously an intermittent horn also sound. So these are the conditions for which we will do our cabin altitude warning memory item. What all are the actions? First, don oxygen mask and set regulators to 100%. So in our crew member station where oxygen masks are stored, here we will take out our crew oxygen mask, we will don it and we will set the regulator to 100%. Then thereafter we will establish crew communication. Crew communication, we will say first officer on oxygen, captain on oxygen. Then thereafter pressurization mode selector manual. So in our pressurization panel we will select pressurization mode to manual, and outflow valve switch hold in close until outflow valve indication show fully closed. So here indication, it will on the left side it will show the close position. If cabin altitude is uncontrollable, so how will we check cabin altitude is uncontrollable? By doing these steps after closing the outflow valve switch in close position, still our cabin altitude does not come down below 10,000 feet. So it means cabin is uncontrollable. So we announce cabin altitude is uncontrollable. We put passenger sign on. We put passenger sign on our forward overhead panel, and passenger oxygen switch on after overhead panel. We have our passenger oxygen switch. We put it on. By putting it on, all the oxygen mask will deploy in the cabin. Go to emergency descent checklist and of memory item cabin altitude warning. So we have seen our cabin altitude memory items. Thank you. We will see you in our next video.